Lawbringer, please.
All right, perfect.
Yes.
Selected.
Perfect. Season of the Axe continues, I guess, right?
Yes. The
So
versatile weapon becomes more versatile. Is that what we're saying?
That's
Is it accurate?
that's exactly the goal,
Oh,
right? Like, be more
fantastic.
versatile. So what are Lawbringer's good things and problems right now? On live, shove on block is a huge problem. It allows Lawbringer to be defensive as he wants, but also means that opponents can basically do no offense because you block fairly freely and you stop their actually good attacks, which are usually the second or third in the chain. So that's a problematic thing on the character. Beyond that, Lawbringer can counterattack, so that's really good without parry options. Can transform into Bombbringer eventually during the during the 4v4, but cannot initiate, cannot sustain combat, and that's what we want to take a look at and try to fix today, or I guess May 2nd.
Yeah. Next week. Nice.
So let's go through the painful part. Shove and block removed.
Removed.
That's
completely.
it. Gone. Out.
Okay. Why?
Because everybody wants it.
Okay.
Everybody needs it.
All right.
And
Okay.
even if you don't understand it, it's like same with Shigoki. We took away the armor, the special armor, because it stopped all offense in the game. We need the game to be more offense oriented, so this will help opponents, obviously. So what does Lawbringer get in compensation for this?
Please tell me.
A variety of stuff. Let's start with the new chains. Heavy, heavy, heavy coming. And you see we reach the unblockable finisher as well. That's pretty cool. And we've also got heavy, heavy lights as an option, which is also cool.
All uninterrupted.
That's where it gets a little interesting.
Oh,
So the
okay.
light attacks now are 500 across the board, except for the top lights, which are 400 on the first and second. Boom. And the side lights are all 500, and the side lights are not interrupted on block. So then
You can really sustain offense this way.
Exactly. The idea being, once you start attacking, you can continue it. You can get maybe your second hit in, and they have to block. If they block, you get to your unblockable finisher.
Trying to take as many notes as possible because my performances showed I don't know much, right? So just trying to learn here.
We got a whole season to practice, so that's good. What's important? There are a bunch of arcane routes to get to the finisher. Sometimes you get unblockable depending how you got there. Sometimes you wouldn't, depending how you got there. We want that to be the big goal of the character. That's why the side lights are not interrupted on block. That's why the top light is pretty quick. All that kind of stuff. So that's what's going on there. Swift Justice finisher. Let's jump around the character a little bit. After any top heavy finisher, or do you want to carry or top heavy finisher, right? Yeah. Light. Perfect. So you get that there now, which is pretty cool. Other switch, long arm and impale, impaling charge or parry impale. These can both be interrupted by players in the same way that Shigoki's Demon Embrace or Highlander Caber Toss can be interrupted by players. This is an important thing. We've seen this with those characters be very successful in that the ganking is still effective with Shigoki or Shaman or something like that. But it's a little bit less annoying than it is on live right now, where an impale or something like that or a long arm basically guarantees death as all of your teammates hit this victim and they can't do anything, you just die. So here it at least means there's a little more skill involved in that. So that's really cool. I think shove. Shove. Live Lawbringer used to have a weird mix-up where, like, you could throw a light and they couldn't block it, but you could dodge, but the guard break would catch you, so it was this weird, like, thing. It wasn't that good either. So now we're trying to give shove a regular bump reaction, which means that you get the light after it. It is counted as your second light in the chain, so you're seeing him do shove, light, and he can get to his heavy unblockable finisher, which is kind of now the game plan on the offensive side for Lawbringer.
And so when you're bringing these changes to a character, how difficult is it to kind of make sure that you're keeping the identity of the character itself?
So we think that's critical. I mean, like, that's why we talked about at the beginning, like, we think of Lawbringer as a defensive powerhouse. Obviously, I mean, shove and block was the epitome of that, but the parry counters are really the star of the character. The Lawbringer aspect, we keep that, of course, but you see the bit of the attempt to have a mix-up on live, and now we're trying to get that stuff working. So it's really keep the special core of the character, and then bring those aspects that are lacking a little bit. We can maybe talk a little bit, since we're talking about the core of the character, the parry changes. Sorry, we're just going to jump ahead. Francis is going to have to randomly jump all over the place. I'm going to do heavy, and he's going to parry it. Light is still good. Top heavy unblockable against the light is guaranteed, and you get the light riposte or light extra hit after that. And the new fun stuff. Yeah, make way is now super armor unblockable.
Is that just after the parry, or is that always?
That one's just after the parry.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, and should help with what Lawbringer really wants is that I get my parries and I can do something cool. And in a group fight, when people are trying to mess you up, you can actually be, okay, I parried this guy. I'm not as vulnerable as I used to be against a mess of people. So that's pretty cool.
Do you see his role within like a team or anything evolve, or does it stay relatively similar? I know you talked about keeping the identity of the character, so I would assume that you maybe want to keep that.
I think it's going to be fairly similar. You're still going to want to try to gank with a long arm and the occasional impale. I think if you end up getting that parry in your fight, you're going to be able to go, okay, I hit. The light, oh, I'm sorry, parry light goes to your second light. So you can continue the chain. I'll throw a heavy for you. You can do which one? Light. Yeah. So parry.
Excellent execution, by the way.
Thank you. Light riposte. It can go to your second light in the chain before it could only go to the second heavy in the chain and the first light in the chain. This helps you get a little further into the chain to get to that finisher, of course. Let's jump back to shove real quick because there's some stuff different on that. Shove in the chain now has armor, is now 500 MS. What else does it have? It gives you the free lights, and it can be done after any heavy, on hit, on miss, or on block. And here you see miss, and you gotta shove. And then do it on block, whatever you want. So you can be a bit more creative in what you're going to throw, and really we want to see Lawbringers go, okay, I got a hit, let's throw a second attack of some kind, and keep it going.
So as opposed to before where you felt that the character was lacking that opportunity to do something, it was just more standing back, blocking, that was it?
Definitely,
okay.
Definitely yes. You would get your one free hit from whatever punish, and then you stop.
Okay.
But now we want Lawbringers to keep going through. Is that the long and short of Lawbringer? Yep. Cool.
And obviously we're going to have the patch notes ready to go next week where you guys will be able to revisit all of these details. We can head in right into the Raider, who's also